Fala galera, estamos começando mais um episódio da série Pillars of Eternity. A gente chegou aqui na cidade do vilarejo, né, Stalwart. Estava sendo atacada por vários ogros, né? A gente ajudou e acabou de conhecer Zahua, que é um sacerdote não, um monge, né? E aí, acho que chegou. Ele vai acompanhar a gente aí. A bateria de Dudu, cara, que começa com Renegade na casa dela, né?
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Deixa eu salvar aqui.
I see where you're going with that.
They gone? Have those nasty brutes finally left? I heard the ogres outside, tearing down walls and murdering folk. Don't remember how things got this bad. But you're the new adventurer. Renengild's latest volunteer. She said you don't suffer nonsense. Bet you'd whip those layabouts at the mine into shape. Did you say something, dear? Me? I was the overseer at the mine, back when it was running. Got shut down decades ago, but I still remember plenty about the mining business. And I got as many folk as I can digging out the entrance. Been praying to the salty wench that I don't forget too much afore they finish the job. Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
At least it's not Gilded Vale. They've destroyed the stockade, Mother. It's...
Enough. They're gone. The deliverer of Cadnua. Thank you for making the journey. Abidan knows it's a long one. Well, I'm sure you wagered on a more civilized welcome. Still, we're much obliged for your capable intervention. Then perhaps you can help us find something. Stalwart isn't much more than a grease stain on a map. What roads we've got in the White March are basically tracks in the snow. And for every trader or adventurer that comes through, 3 of our own leave for good. But it weren't always so. There was a time when kings and queens sent their firstborn to these mountains, when the White March was the envy of empires. The Pargrin dwarves transformed the White March once. We could bring some of that greatness back to Stalwart. But we need the White Forge. Then you'll want to keep a tight grip on it. No one's laid a hammer on the White Forge for over 200 years. I'm hoping you can do something about that. We've been trying to breach Durgan's battery for over a year now. Problem is, the other expeditions can't so much as dent the front door. A dozen different groups have come through at our request, and several more besides. Been hoping that one of them could clear the way through Durgan's battery. But young or old, green or seasoned, it don't seem to matter. They cast their spells, chisel at the door, and search the grounds until they've worn new treads into the lucky ones eventually go home. Plenty more find themselves on the wrong side of a blizzard, or an ogre raiding party. We're an old mining town. Or we were until the Adirans pulled out and left us with a half-dug mine shaft and something resembling an inn. Since then, it's been a steady decline. You've seen the roads. Isn't much we can produce that the Valians can't ship cheaper. But the White Forge, well, if we could fire it up again and start producing Durgan steel, or something close to it, wouldn't matter if we're in the White March or the Living Lands, business would come. That's the long and short of it. We're laborers and fisherfolk, not adventurers. But Durgan steel could put Stalwart on the map again, open up the mines, bring in new business. We just need the White Forge, because you can shave stone with it, cleave cast iron in two, and the stuff's as rare as it is remarkable. If we could make something even half as good, we'd have a market at our doorstep and work enough for all of Stalwart. It don't bear dwelling on. There's too many superstitions about that place as it is.
Killed each other off, or so the old books say.
Plenty of tales to go around, but none of them open the battery. And the last thing people need is another reason to fear the place. Whatever it was, the other Pargrin dwarven settlements in the White March, Bone Picker, the Hawk, and the rest, emptied out not long after, moved to gentler, greener lands.
Had the right idea, if you ask me.
Where should I start? Ogres, blizzards, or sheer damned inaccessible? It ain't for lack of trying, I'll tell you that much. Got untold riches in Durgan steel lying just inside. And never mind the White Forge. The Adirans who first settled Stalwart tried to crack it. So did the Valians, and every other cocky adventurer with more metal than sense. But the place has a funny way of sealing itself up. Front door stays shut, the tower entrances are clogged with rubble, and it's been impossible to blast a way in. The battery's up the mountain to the north, a good hike away.
Near Galvino's place, huh?
So it is, though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything. Mestre Galvino, as the old crosspatch prefers it, lives by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
She means to say he's a skilled smith and animancer, who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a decade.
And he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there. Me and the rest of the town. He knows better than to linger at our gates. Old lunatic finally went too far. And we sent word to the Valian academies. I don't like speaking on it, but if you want to get his guff, just remind him that we...
Ain't nobody here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so...
You said as much to the last party, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all. Just watch your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales. Belongs to flames that whisper. Matron Baragon's clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
Minding their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance, or the broken stockade.
I'm saying we shouldn't agitate them further.
One less matron would make our walls safer. What's left of... Also, Baragons like to have whatever the last expedition found. Rumor has it they disappeared near her turf.
Killing a matron will only make our problems worse. The way to approach Baragon...
If anyone could parley with an ogre, I suppose it'd be you. But they aren't known for their patience with prattle. Good. Before you leave town, stop by the Grave's Rest. Most visitors to Stalwart spend some time there, so Hafric and his patrons may be able... What's on your mind? The Pargrin dwarves guarded it like a mother bear. It's a wonder we know as much as we do. Pargrin's a word in their language. Means traveler. They've been wanderers for generations, but I couldn't tell what's on your mind. Adir founded us back in their colonial days to supply ore to the Empire. Saw a fair bit of traffic from both sides of the White March then. But after the Deerwood claimed independence, Defiance Bay found cheaper places to get ore. Didn't have much reason to maintain our supply routes. Officially. Though with the state the roads are in, you wouldn't guess it. Here in the center? Let's see. The Grave's Rest is next door. Hafric can set you... The fishery's just on the edge of the lake, and the Temple of Andra is next to it. No one keeps a secret like Lavda. A few folk live in this part of town, too. Seemed a lot safer before the ogres broke through the western gate. Thiersch lives next to the old mine shaft, and Tana, the old mine overseer, is next door to me. I'm the mayor, or so I'm reminded every time there's a game shortage, ogre attack, or a neighbor. I'm a builder by trade, though. Traveled all over Air Glonfoth and the Deerwood in my younger days, but ended up back here anyway. What's on your mind? They didn't volunteer much, and I knew better than to ask. I've seen all types charging through here. Professional companies with shiny new equipment as brazen as you please. But these folk, I don't know what they were after. And the way they looked at you made you feel cold all over. Wish I could tell you more. What's on your mind?
Something else you need? It's a fool's hope. A fantasy that's kept these parts inhabited longer than they should be. They say the Pargrunan dwarves developed Durgan's steel, and then one day, they locked their doors and died. Nothing like a mystery to stir folk up. Most of Stalwart is convinced that some Pargrins, but that don't stop them from whispering a prayer when they pass the old fortress. About the only thing folk here haven't tried. Killing one more matron won't change things for long. Besides, her clan's flames that whisper. The one that attacked us was Wolf with many mouths. I know him anyway.
They're cut from the same cloth, Aldrich. Only a matter of time before Baragon marches through that gap in our walls.
Mother's convinced that a magic forge will turn this frozen crack into a hub of civilization. She can't accept this place is dying. Me, I'd just as soon move on. I'm a carpenter, Mother's a builder, so it felt like a good fit at the time. Not that we've got a lot of new folk to build houses and furniture. see the harm. Building's thirsty work. Figured you'd be out of here in a flash after the fighting died down. Most people don't stick around after they figure I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know. If I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well and— Oh, Havrick's the innkeeper over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the— Did you know he has a whole case of Fenland liquor in there? I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when— As if we're gonna last that long. Anyhow, he said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be. They say a single drop changes your life. You'll never want to have a drink of anything. It's delusional is what it is. Hey, look, maybe, not that you have the face for it or anything, but Havrick keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar. Out of sight, you see. I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but I'm sure he wouldn't miss a single bottle. Not with everything that's I'll pay you for it. I swear it. We'll split my wages. And the bottle, too, if you like. I just want to be able to say these lips have tasted the best the Ishamael Plains have to offer. Nothing so kind. You try living here a few years and see—
Berith's wheel afire.
Step lightly.
Excuse me, was there something you need?
I'll stay out of sight.
Laying low.
No offense, but I already paid Havrick for this room.
Ooh, still can't feel my fingers. As much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing. Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. I was part of an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road. Meanwhile, took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Lagufoth, they're called. Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran. Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Lagufoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem. That's a kind sentiment. I'll mourn them when I get home. But I've got to retrieve our haul if I'm to have any hope of that. I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself. But I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition. But you might be able to get past the Lagufoth. You're light on your feet. I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed. Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know?
What's left of it should be near Durgan's battery. If you stumble across the Logothoth, you'll know you're close. We took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm gonna have trouble if I don't pay them back. Who? No, that would have been somebody else. We didn't meet with Renengild, or anyone else in town for that matter. We were operating just that it's been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a... Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price.
Check on that Orland. Make sure he don't steal nothing. Never seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it. But you must be looking for some refreshment, too, after the way you handled them ogres. Or perhaps a room. Say the word and I'll give that shifty little orc... Showed up a few days ago, sticks his nose out of the back room just long enough to empty his chamber pot. Up to no good, I tell ya. I'd like nothing more than to see him gone, but I don't want to ruckus over it. We get our share of lowlifes coming through here. Smugglers, ways keeping to himself. Well, honest kids sure don't have cause for it. I'd appreciate it. And I suppose I don't need to remind you that I don't want you to hurt him. I'm sure you can find a more discreet... Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you? Nothing like a
Something I can do for you?
Not to be rude, but I'm rather... What? Oh no. No. Is she there? Did you see her? I was a slave in Raid Ceres. I ran away, made it here. The mountains are usually the best place to lose slavers, but Divala's one of the best. I just want to get out of here. I've scraped together enough money to reach New Haelmar. But the locals talk about a Raid Saren party camped west of town. It's got to be Divala. She's been after me since the foothills. I'll pay you if you can get rid of her. I don't care how. Thank you.
Ten Ponds says he trips them.
You're awful.
And what do we have here?
Step lightly. Keeping an eye out.
There. What did I tell you? There. What did I tell you?
No.
There. What did I tell you? There. What did I tell you? I'll take a peek. Mm-hmm.
Please tell me you found
My
it.
hands
I've
do
got a
not
craving
look
like you
like
wouldn't
that.
believe.
Whoa.
Wait, really? You did it! Oh, thank you! This is going to be great. To the Lord of Cadnua. Oh, that's, gods, that's a bit strange. Here, have... What?
know. It just... Did you see that? See? I think my tongue is going numb. Wait. I can't feel my face. What's happening? I think I bit my... But I can't feel a thing. This has to be Havrick's... Havrick! That smug prick! He has to be behind it! He has to know how the...
Acho que eu vou gerar uma disposição aqui, mas...
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you? So that little bastard finally got up the nerve to snatch it, did he? Well, serves him right. Maybe he'll think twice about stealing a man's vintage now that he's dribbling all over himself. Yeah, I bet he's ballin'. Look, I dabble in chemicals, but it's never something I can't fix. You want to help him out, all you need is a river reed in the heart of an ice troll. You ought to find both by water. That creek out west, for instance. As you like. I still say Ray Falls lucky anyone gives it. Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I... Nothing like...
Aqui eu tenho uma porrada de missão, né, pra fazer.
Must be soon.
Easy does it.
No more. Sorry. Didn't hear you come in. My ears aren't what they used to be. Wasn't the ogres, I can tell you that. Put a few arrows in one of those, but I've been hunting this wolf for near a year now. A man-eater. The beast has already claimed many lives. The first victim was my son, Saldra. Got the better of me this last time. Distracted me long enough for one of its kin to turn up. Nearly bit me clean in half. I'm a few weeks out from... It roams the russet wood out to the west. Seems to have decided the lake is a good place. Yeah. It's picked off some scattered ogres from time to time. But mostly it's been going after hunters, travelers. No ordinary wolf. A monster. This creature is big. Doesn't always finish its meals. Damn thing might be sick. But in any case, it needs to be put down. Nothing to tell. Near misses, all of them. One time he clambered right up the cliffs to avoid my snares. I nearly had him once. I could hear him below, eating, and I had the gun aimed right for him. He charged headlong into the tree to get at me. Nearly knocked me off my perch. And when I ride it needs doing. But I warn you, this beast is not to be trifled with. Watch yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, I'm Thiersch. I've lived here long enough that kith have started coming to your elders for advice, is it? What can I do for you? Well, I can tell you it won't be here much longer if things go on as they are. With the mines, we're losing people every month. Too many mouths to feed, and I've been lucky. I've hides and horns enough to keep the traders happy, but now the moment we started looking into Durgan's battery, it was like we'd made a good showing against that last group, by the way. I think you've given them reason to think it's been a colder season than usual, and the elk herds aren't faring well. We're stuck fighting with the ogre, not to mention the occasional beast. We've lost a lot, it has. We had some hope in the early days that we'd be spared. Not everyone's been so unlucky, of course. You'll see a few long hours checking snares and waiting out elk, mostly. Used to hunt some of the big ones. Bear, which means keeping Stalwart.
Eita. Força e Constituição. Isso aqui já vou comprar, fiela.
Zawa is ready. I will.
Huh, that's what I get for asking directions in the middle of nowhere. Say, I don't suppose you've seen any mysterious old buildings in the mountains lately, have you? No, but I've heard that name a lot around here. I'm looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. It's an obscure temple dedicated to Andra. I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten and surrender them to the Lady of... Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Well, love notes, awkward family heirlooms, bad poetry. That kind... I might be here a while. Half the villagers have never heard of the Abbey, and the ones that have, no one knows. So I'm trying to think of this as an extended holiday in a remote mining village that smells like fish. You won't regret it. I've got a lovely...
May Wal watch your step.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Ela tem um machado e uma espada, né?
Sure.
My ore locating divination tool. Well, that's what it will be. I have to calibrate it. Right now it seems my Animancer contacts did suggest that a particular strong soul essence might interfere. I'm more interested in minerals in any case. I suppose that's possible. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, unfortunately. I'm trying to recreate the instruments that first led the Pargwin dwarves to this mountain. This is my latest Centuries ago, dwarves carrying tools just like this one followed their readings to what is now the battery. If I can recreate their work, then I may be able to find ore. I was hoping to test it, but my arrival was delayed by word of the ogre attack. I haven't been able to find anyone to venture up the mountain since. Really? That'd be wonderful. I just have to adjust the device, you see. It should point you toward metal deposits. We already know the battery rests on some rich veins, but I was hoping to get a reading of the surrounding mountainside. If you can follow the readings to ore and bring back a sample, I can use it to refine the device. Thanks ever so much for this.
Oh, and if I find something good, you can have half. Good thing I sold most of my jewelry. Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
We should check the barrels for more crazy monks.
I will walk unseen.
I'll see what's ahead. Tell me.
Sure.
Beleza, galera, vamos ficando por aqui. No próximo episódio a gente continua, né? A gente travou acho que várias missões aqui. E aí a gente continua na próxima. Se gostou, deixa o like, compartilha aí. Valeu!